Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. Optimistic and we're looking at post competition of weightlifting. So kind of starting new programming, pushing the heavier percentages. For this session, it looks like we have snatch push press plus overhead squat. We're building for a heavy set with no missed sets, so we're gonna see how far we get here today. It was obviously cold, and so I had to warm up with a sweater, hoodie sweater, whatever you want to call it, this time around. I'm actually talking on a Blue Snowball mic here. Hopefully this is a lot clearer than last time because I was using a HyperX Cloud headset. Yeah, not ideal for doing voiceovers, but hey, we had to make do until I bought this. So anywho, finally getting the body back to normal. That competition, actually, let me go into that just a little bit. I went 6 for 6. I finished with my snatch was 99 kilograms, so that translates to 217.8 pounds. And my final clean and jerk, let me look it up. Yep, there you go. It's 270.6 pounds. So felt really good. Was really gassed on my second to last clean and jerk, which was 118 kilos, which translates to 260. And I was on the verge of pretty much hyperventilating. I just couldn't catch my breath. So my coach is like, hey, guess what? You're going to get some rest, but you're going to make a bigger jump. You're basically going to earn that rest. So I made a 5-kilo jump in order to get rest, and I nailed that last clean jerk. So it was really cool. Very awesome experience. But I did place 4th overall, which wasn't too bad. It was out of 6th place. But to put it in total terms, I hit 222 kilograms. So 3rd place hit about 240. I'm looking at my overhead squat right there, and I try to push up and ditch. 2nd place was 250, and 1st place was 207 kilo total. So you know what? I am good with that. It was, for me personally, that was better than winning 1st place, to be honest. Hitting 6 for 6, feeling the way I did, and moving the way I did. So no, recording everything that I do. Personally, I kind of like reviewing it, seeing what things I need to work on. Like power snatches. Power snatches need to be more snappier, getting completely vertical and turning over. Boom. So those are pretty decent. It is at 70%, or about 72%. So it should look like that ideally. But for me, that's always been a struggle I definitely need to work on, just that consistency in timing overhead. So not too bad. Baby steps. Just trying to get that momentum in in every training session, really. So there's a lot of I'm looking at the program right now. Feels like a whole lot of volume. 4x2. There you go. It's 4x2 at 92% of our 3 rep max in our power snatch. So yeah, that pretty much breaks down to about 70 kilos right there. And a huge opportunity for me is obviously the power snatches, but maintaining my back arch and the speed, I would say, throughout the power snatch. But during time, that's why we practice these different variations, different percentages. 3 rep maxes have always been annoying, to be honest with you, because obviously on the 3rd one, you're the most tired, and those typically are the ones that you miss. But these ones, I would definitely try to give these a go. Good old variation of high pull to slowly going down. It's supposed to be, let me look up right here, 4 seconds down. 4 seconds down. Feels like a whole minute going down, but I really try to keep that chest up. I see kind of my shoulders starting to roll over, and obviously I'm like fatiguing out. A big question that a lot of people ask me when I'm training is, do you use straps? A couple years ago, I would have said I always use straps whenever I could. I went through several pairs of straps throughout my lifting career, I would say, but now, you know what? Less is more, in my opinion, because I just feel like that's another opportunity for me to work on my grip strength, and if I can't do it, then I just gotta keep doing it better. Just gotta stop using straps. Just stop using straps in general. I use tape. And that is literally it. Which also brings me to my next point. If you are starting, to squat, pull heavy, things like that, and you're pretty new, or your technique isn't, I would say, more consistent than it's not, right? Belts, knee wraps, things like that. You can incorporate those, or my coach and my recommendation you should incorporate those once you get to maybe your max lifts around 80%, 85%. If you're not close to that, I personally think it's pretty much a waste. You do need to build that abdominal strength in order to carry that heavy load without any assistance, right? Moving on to that, this is day 2 of the training week. Here comes the beautiful and lovely no feet movement on the snatches. So we're trying to emphasize that leg drive and trying not to sneak under the bar like I just did. But these ones have become my favorite, because once I get good at them, I start enjoying to do them more. But I'm being more consistent, on the heavier weights, which, we're getting up to about, I put 70 kilos there. I need to change that. Anywho, 78 kilos, that's way more accurate. There you go. So with these ones, we're hitting that higher percentage. Let me look at the programming really quick. Yeah, we're looking at it's 78%. 4x2. I did whiff that one, but this is actually this is exciting, obviously. This is actually one of the best days I've had in terms of hitting the lifts more consistently. So just what I felt helped with staying consistent is obviously just finding a rhythm. Weightlifting is just like dancing, man. Once you get the rhythm going, it's over. It is over. That confidence builds. You're ready to go, and you're just ready to have a own personal dance off on the platform, for lack of a better word. But people can see that. People can see the rhythm. People can hear the rhythm, and your body enjoys that, and you eventually do as well. And that's another thing with, being a weightlifter, right? Or doing any sort of, athletic endeavor, that you need to find some sort of a rhythm in order to build momentum to be successful in any sort of competition. You just need to be aware of, hey, you're out of rhythm, so you got to find a way to get back into a rhythm, which basically breaks down to, like, hey, if you miss a heavier percentage weight at about, let's say, 80%, drop down to maybe 70%. Take another one. Correct that rhythm. Get back in the groove. Rinse, repeat. Then go up. It's not a big deal. Unless your coach basically says, like, hey, you have a limited number of reps, and that's about it. So that's a different conversation you have to have. But moving on to the split jerks. I hit a box there, if you couldn't tell. These boxes will eventually be replaced, because I have to put some sort of, I have to jerry rig some sort of weights in order to basically try to keep them even, because any other blocks are broken, and so I just have to just make do with these until the new boxes come in, or until I find a more efficient way to move boxes so I can do some split jerks on them. But anywho, split jerks are absolutely my favorite. I've missed maybe 6 split jerks in my 10 years of competing now. Basically, if I clean it, I'm very, very confident that I'm going to hit the jerk overhead. But getting my wrists back to normal, my left wrist and that timing, which does throw it off a little bit, is, something to work towards too. And by no means, I should not obviously ever get complacent, especially with things that you're confident at. I know some people who can clean the world on the bar, but when they come to the split jerk, it's a whole different story. So for me, I'm kind of feeling the burn, as you saw, hitting those jerks, because I'm slightly going forward, and I'm not squeaked by that one. I'm not really getting that full extension. Oh, my friend comes in. Say hi. Give her a hug. Say what's up. But basically, you got to work on that triple extension, which is, when you dip those knees, I was told to think of either jumping up for a rebound or pretend you're going to hyperextend your knees, which is a little dramatic. Missed that dip again. I hit the box. But, once you try to get that full extension, and that pushed me to the ground, then you can get under the bar, right? Obviously, if you put 100% of your effort getting the bar up off your shoulders and pushing yourself actively under the bar, then that time it should be there to snap your body into place. This is 136 kilos, so that's going to be 297 pounds. I haven't hit a true 4 rep max in a while. I looked on this app I have, which is Strong. I highly recommend it. No sponsorship yet, but it keeps track of all exercises that you've done, and it can graph everything for you as well. I do have the Plus version, and that has kept everything for about 5 years, which is pretty cool. But anywho, so my main goal, as you see as I go down, in the descent, right, is to try to maintain that vertical torso. As I go down, I kind of slightly dip a little forward. But overall, I would say it's like an 8 out of 10, to be completely honest. I'm obviously tired towards the end of the workout, so my coaches, aren't they the best? So basically, just trying to keep that consistent, and I don't try to edit any of my last reps that are gnarly, because that's something that is good. You visually see that, and then you go back into the next workout thinking like, hey, I need to get back to it. I need to make sure this is tight, my back, my chest is up, those elbows don't squeak forward, and I shoot them back, and that was a better speed on the top. But hopefully, as we get towards the end of the video, I'm going to be trying to post, I will post, I would say 2 times a week is a little more realistic, in terms of I train about 4 to 5 times a week. Trying to keep the videos a little more condensed. Obviously, I needed to test this mic out. And yeah, just trying to give, again, more value. Any questions you have, please let me know. 10 years of experience in this game, always something new to learn. Any critiques, any feedback is more than appreciated. But if you liked what you saw today, or maybe leave a comment on how my voice sounds, because it sounds way better to me. But hey, you audio freaks out there might have a better ear for it. But until then, guys, I will keep hosting and keep commentating. Until then, just make sure to like this channel if you like it, subscribe if you like to as well, and ask me a question maybe sometime soon. See ya.